This is a co-challenge for Black. Black is trapped and must manage to escape. White has a very big ice space, but White's weakness is its shortage of liberties. So what should Black do? It seems like Black can just play these two Atari moves, and now White is very short on liberties, and the next move should be right here. Right? Throwing in here, if White connects, then Black can start the code this way. White will capture first, Black has this local co-threat, now Black can capture back, and White will not have a local co-threat, so Black potentially can win the code this way. That will be a very satisfying way to win. Of course, White can also capture here. This is actually better for White, because when Black Atari's here, that's the only move, White can capture number 3, and now both sides will have to play through this code. Even though Black captures first in this code compared to the previous one where White captured first, White actually has 2 local co-threats here. So it's worth it for White because you lose the lead in the code, but you have 2 extra local co-threats. Right here, Black's local co-threat doesn't change, and White has 1 more, right? Because now White has 2 liberties instead of just 1 in the previous pattern. So this is actually better for White. And of course, this is one viable variation. But what about the sequence, right? Of course, there are wrong moves for Black, like this will be wrong. White will be alive. This will be the same, right? Because now White will be forced to play something like this, right? If White doesn't want to start the code this way, right, it will connect here, and we'll go back to the previous pattern. What about some of these moves? So these are trickier because there are many variations, right? If White is not careful, if White plays something like this, right, then White is dead. So the best White can do now is to play this code. So Black captures first, and White does not have a local co-threat. This is also viable. If White connects here, then this is similar to the previous one. So now White must play here to stay alive. And this is even more dangerous for White, right? White really needs to stay alive or play this code. Otherwise, Black will be able to capture White this way. So that's why this is actually quite a tricky move. White's best response is probably this. Now what happens is that if Black plays this as number 3, then White will be alive. But what Black can do now is Atari from behind, right? If White connects, now this is a double Atari against White. So White can't really connect here. So White can only play here, and now Black can throw in here and Atari. White cannot connect, otherwise White will be killed. So this way, once again, Black captures first. What else is there, right? White cannot ignore number 1 because this way White will die. So that's why I think this is probably the best for White to play. The variation we just saw, because White is 100% alive and Black does not have any extra co-threats on the corner. What about this move as the first move? What's tricky about this move is that White actually cannot capture, right? Otherwise, Black will be able to connect back very easily. Or if White connects here, Black can kill White with number 5, right? This is threatening to come in here. This is a snapback. So White must connect here or play something like this, but Black will get to destroy this real eye. And of course, this is going to be a very, very hard code for White to win. And in most situations, this would just be considered a dead shape for White already, because White needs 2 extra moves here on the outside to have a fighting chance to win this code. So that's why White can only connect here. Or of course you can argue White can connect here, Black cannot just capture. So Black will have to play here. And now once again, will be something like this. But again, White is being threatened, right? If White loses the code, White will die. So maybe it's better for White to just play this move. And we will go back to the first variation, where White will get to capture first, but White does not get 2 local co-threats, right? So because Black has this local co-threat here, it's the equivalent of Black capturing first and White having to find a co-threat elsewhere. So this is actually better for Black compared with this sequence. So you might think these are all covariations. What's the big deal? But it makes a huge difference who captures first and how many local co-threads one side has, because those are going to determine who wins the co, especially if the co is this big, right? It's about 40 points at least. So I hope that made sense, and I hope you enjoyed the challenge. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you for watching.